Thank you very much for joining me for episode 2 of the Jordan Checker podcast with Aussie Edwards. Unfortunately, this episode had some technical difficulties with the audio. Therefore, the audio is from the camera and not the lovely microphones we have in the middle. Don't let that scare you away because this episode is an absolute banger. And I'll assure you that in the next episode, the audio will be all fixed. Ready to go?
Ready to roll.
I think I might have to test this one first. So, Aussie. Thanks for coming on. Looking forward to it. So, for those that don't know Aussie, I think he would go well as saying he is a serial adventurer and he loves to try new things. He's very much loves growth, all those sort of things as well. Red Bull being one of those things that now you guys with Be The One. He's got a group of mates. They work together, putting together video content. If you haven't checked it out, check it out quickly. How did it come about that you could work with something like Red Bull?
Thank you. Checker, thanks for having me.
No,
congratulations on the start of the podcast.
It's fucking sick. It's going to be awesome.
It is elite. Love the first episode, so good on you.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Well, thanks for having me on. With Red Bull, how it came about, it was a really funny story. So we've had our YouTube channel, Be The One, for about 4 years. And we've now moved across to TikTok, so it's evolved over the time. And it was about 2 years ago, so 2 years in, we randomly saw some Red Bull girls down at Glenelg handing out some Red Bulls. Just ran up to them and I was like, we're doing this trading series from trading from a paperclip all the way up to a yacht.
That was good.
Yeah. And we just ran up to them as I was about to drive off and I had 3 Red Bulls left. And I was like, I'll just trade this paperclip for a Red Bull. And I was like, I only want one. And they're like, no, we'll just have the last 3.
So you Red Bull and paperclip.
Yeah, that's right.
Double whammy still.
Exactly. And then from there, they ended up they bought what was all this about and stuff. Got our contact details, and then it turns out I gave them the wrong email. Chased them down Jetty Road, got the right email, and then from there, they ended up putting us on as opinion leaders for Red Bull.
So being when someone that has no idea, myself, what does that involve?
Pretty much an opinion leader just means in your small community, you're an influencer for Red Bull. Yeah, so they give us.
So that's kind of like the SA team.
Yes.
Assigned you something like that.
Exactly. Yeah. So they give us product all the time, and then we get access to all of their sort of network and events, and it's really interesting.
If you're involved with a brand like that, instantly instills extra trust in what you guys are doing. Like, if you firstly come across you guys, never seen you before, and you're like, with this bunch of Muppets doing these videos, and you're like, oh shit, that's a sponsored post for Red Bull.
Exactly.
Like, oh, they must be genuine, and then that leads to lots of other things as well coming up as a result of that as well.
Exactly. Yes.
Like I think you mentioned me the other day, and I had a quick look just before, you had a video with Paramount.
Yeah.
Paramount Plus, is that what it's called, or just Paramount?
Paramount Plus, that's it.
That's not a small company to get on board with as well and be seen. So is that kind of, you guys are doing that, they kind of contact you, or just from the basis of because you had videos, I think you did with the footy grand final, you had Neds.
That's right.
And then you've obviously had things with Red Bull, now Paramount. Are they and Rebo, the gym?
Yes. Yeah.
So your poster is still up in the gym.
Hey, thanks.
Whether that's delivered or not, we'll see. And so do they contact you? And how's that work?
It's been crazy. We actually haven't reached out to any brand, and we've probably worked with about 10 to 12 different brands that are all globally recognized, which is insane to think about.
Yeah.
And all of that has just been built from TikTok.
Yeah. So no one you finding everyone is saying we found you on TikTok. There's nothing now going.
Yeah.
Because you're not posting YouTube anymore.
We haven't been not even not even
shorts and nothing like that.
No, cool. Or TikTok, and they've just been coming in just from DMs on Instagram or DMs through TikTok.
That's sick. I remember it's so hilarious. So I don't know if the video is still up there or not.
Yeah.
But you'll remember our push-up challenge video.
Oh,
I reckon it was the first time I'd met most of you guys. Yes. Obviously, I went to school trips. He was a year above me, had nothing to do with him. Played gridiron with Youngie. That was the first time I'd met him. And then somehow we ended up working together after we caught up for coffee a year earlier with Jay.
That's right.
All of a sudden, so I knew everyone except for Jonty and Pato.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden we're doing a video together. That was absolutely hilarious. We're at the front and there's the Ferraris. We started doing push-ups in the Ferraris for this challenge for mental health. If that video is still up, you have someone has to find it. That is hilarious.
You'll be able to find it up there.
It's probably one of the worst things I've ever done in my life.
Oh,
brilliant at the same time. It was that is the pinnacle of breaking down this whole don't give a shit on anyone else.
Yeah.
So that's push-ups, no shirt on,
with the tops off.
in Glenelg.
Yep.
Must say I was a bit of a lank dog at the time.
Oh,
So that was a few years ago now. It's kind of like, what were we thinking about? I just mold you into being able to like progress forward into everything you're doing now with like brand deals or with your business. Like stepping out of your comfort zone and everything there in all aspects. Like, you know, you're working now with your media company. Like, you're not working with like 14-year-olds. You're reaching out, like you've done shoots with Red Bull. Like,
exactly.
His first name, the race car driver, Weber, is it? You know the one. I know.
Yeah, Jamie Winkup.
Winkup.
Yeah,
No, yeah. No, yeah. So you've gone out and done a shoot with Jamie Winkup, which
Exactly.
is not a small name. How did
That's
you
my first Red Bull shoot?
Yeah, for them.
Yeah,
which
which
is
is
nice.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like first shoot, let's just go with Jamie Winkup. Like, I don't know how many. I don't know. I don't follow that sort of racing at all. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure he's one or extremely high performer in that for a long time.
Absolutely.
That confidence that you then got from doing the videos, doing all those things, must just channel into some of those things, like 100%.
It does, Hattie. You just like, it's so funny. It's like all my goals. So when we were working together at the gym,
Yeah.
Jack and I worked together for about 2 years at the gym lit up. It's now changed over to Rebo.
Yep.
And I left the gym to start my media business. And the goal was to shoot for Red Bull. And we had that connection through being the
And
one.
you've done that.
And I've done that.
So it was your first shoot as like Aussie Edwards Media with Red Bull almost.
So started my business for Aussie Edwards Media.
Yeah.
5 months in, I then shot for Red Bull. And it's now been a year and a half. I've been shooting for them since, done probably 12 shoots for them. Yeah, so after that first shoot, that was after the bend with Jamie Winkup and Justin Hems, who's an Australian billionaire. He's really cool. Yeah. That was the first time I met him. Yeah. He was a legend. It was so cool.
Yeah, cool.
And from there, they put me on as Adelaide's preferred photographer for Red Bull. Yeah,
Nuts.
so that was pretty wild.
I mean, like, Red Bull, Adventure Sports, Aussie Edwards,
Yes.
Adventure Sports. Is that something you see now moving forward in the future with your skydiving? So Aussie's qualified to jump on your own as well, aren't you? So you've jumped how many times?
At 22 solid hours. Yeah.
I mean, once. That is probably the best experience of my life. If you're not skydive, I remember I went with the missus, and when we went up, like, I was pumped. Driving there, shooting myself.
Yeah.
Going up, I was like, actually, I'm pretty keen now. It's kind of like that weird, the height. I don't know how I mean, you're an adventure junkie, you always have been, I feel like, but that height, if you get up that high, you're like, it's actually not scary anymore.
Yes.
If something goes wrong, I'm just dead. If you stand,
That's right.
If I stand on I'm on a roller coaster, 2-story building, I'm like, I can get pretty messed up from this. Skydiving, I'm like, I'm just fucked either way, so I'm just going to enjoy
Just
it.
accept it.
And you went out there, and you're like, oh my goodness, like, we jumped down a semaphore.
Yes.
It's amazing. Yeah. Everyone knew who you were. You're like, oh,
did
that Aussie? Yeah, we know Aussie. Like, is that so leading in, you want to then travel and do adventure stuff with, say, like a company like Red Bull or just anyone in general that is kind of, you like you've spoken about, you want to do adventure media. Is that you have to take a few steps to get there? You got to get your reps in with them, something like Red Bull, or like what's the plan there?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like, I'm sort of already doing it. In a sense, it's like, in terms of like, putting my goal out there of what I will achieve, and then manifesting it, doing it. Now I'm like, wow, like I'm actually doing it. But I think back to like my younger self, it's like, yeah, I'm doing it. But now it's like, okay, what's that next level of where I want to get to? A huge inspiration for me is someone like Jay Alvarez, where he is like skydiving all over the world. Incredible. Hawaii.
Have you jumped internationally?
My first ever skydive was New Zealand. That was a tandem jump.
Yeah.
So, not
you have to
solo.
do tandem. You can't jump. Like, you have to do all the practice and
You
everything.
do,
and stuff
yeah.
As well, don't you?
Back in the day, like 40 years ago, it was pretty loose. People could, but yeah, not these days.
That would be pretty sick. Imagine that first. Actually, no, I wouldn't do that. That's where I end up splattered on the floor. That's not happening. Definitely not. What have you always, since a kid, been adventure-y? Like, jump out of a plane adventure kind of? Or
Really?
what triggered that?
Yeah. So I've been a gymnast all my life. Always loved being active, and sport of any kind.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it. But I've always been completely afraid of roller coasters and like rides at the show. Until literally like last year I got over that fear. So I don't know what
Was it that, like,
changed.
after you skydived? Or you've been bungee jumping with the Be The One?
Yeah.
That's when you went to, like, Cairns, was it?
we went to Cairns, also
Yeah.
bungee jumped in New Zealand as well. Queenstown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it kind of, you broke the mold and you're like, just got to do it?
It was weird, yeah. It was like, I think, particularly, bungee jumping is way scarier than skydiving, I found. So once doing that bungee jump, I was like, okay, that was extremely scary. But as soon as you jump, that is the most like fun thing
It's
ever.
off the platform, and then you're
Yeah.
like, bang.
Yeah.
Because what's done is done.
What's done, you have to just go
It goes
with it.
well or it goes bad.
Exactly.
I can't change it now.
And statistically, it's going to go good. Like, you're
Yeah.
going to be fine. Just trust the equipment. You're all good, you know?
You're not doing it in like Thailand where
Yes.
you might be like, yeah, statistically the equipment's worse. You're like,
Correct, yeah.
yeah, which makes
So you're chilling. So you may as well just embrace it and just fully jump and send it. So then I think from doing that first one, we sort of did like a full adrenaline trip, like our first skydive there,
Yeah.
luge, giant swing, bungee jumper, all those sort of things. Snowboarding, skiing for like a few weeks. Then
This is
came
New
back from
Zealand.
that. Yeah, New Zealand. Yeah. Came back from that. It's probably like let's say that was 21, 22.
Yeah.
Oh no, it would have been 20. It was 2019,
Yeah.
so I was 20.
Yeah.
And then from there, that's when I sort of really changed. I was like, okay, adrenaline's fun. We then started doing a lot more adrenaline stuff with Beta 1 videos for YouTube. We started asking Australians to come skydiving with us, come shark cage diving with us. And then all of a sudden, one of the boys who went shark cage diving with us was like, hey, Oz, I'm going to get my skydiving license. Do you want to do it with me? And I was like, haven't thought about it, but let's do it. And then we just signed up and did it. Then my gymnastics background came in.
That's not grabbing
And it
all the
works.
balls. I don't really know.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty. I would have been like, let me think about it. Take a wig. I'm like, no, that's pretty scary. I'm not doing that. Like,
Yeah.
especially because you have to then pack the whole suit yourself. Everything that goes into it. Like it's. I mean, at first, I'm sure someone's making sure whatever. But you go out now, you do it right or unlucky.
It's on you. That's right. Yeah. But geez, the instructors are amazing. But yeah, it's
Surely that then has to be a massive trigger as well. Like, did you find you do this, you do the skydiving, you're taking all these risks in an adventure sort of point of view. From there, the snowball effect of you're just like, fuck it, I'm taking risks in everything.
Absolutely.
Like
Yes.
the people you talk to, the people you reach out to, the business you try, the whatever, anything. You're just like, I have just unlocked this another level of Aussie Edwards where I can just be like,
Yes.
bang,
Exactly.
nothing stopping.
You're right. It's like that game character where you're playing a video game and you level up to the next level and you're like, okay, I'm now unstoppable. So yeah,
you don't go back from there.
yeah, it's all growth from
Like,
there.
it's just
As you mentioned at the start of the podcast about every time you do something uncomfortable, you expand that comfort zone and then all of a sudden everything becomes easy because you're not worried, you're not scared. And anxiety almost goes out the window because you just trust yourself completely and you trust the universe that it's all going to work out. And you're like, well, you know what? I'm going to take that risk. I'm going to wear those bright colored shoes or I'm going to wear a pink shirt and rock it and not care about it.
You wear all black and someone like I wear all black all the time. Someone still would say, "Why don't you wear some color?"
Yeah.
So regardless, whatever you're doing, someone's gonna be like, "You're,"
They're going to make a comment. Correct.
and you're then gonna be like, "Okay,
Yeah.
so you."
Exactly.
It doesn't really matter for
It doesn't
either.
matter,
So like,
yeah.
it's because I'm gonna do me, you're gonna do you. Like,
That's
and
right.
like, there's always like, I mean, it depends on what context and what sort of thing it is as well. Like, I feel like this is an interesting one. We're going deep straight in. Like, social media these days is subpar with just being making people narcissistic because you go on there and it's like, I don't know. I mean, it depends on what you absorb as well. I know personally, like, scroll TikTok and it's like Goggins being like, "You're a bitch, get back to
Yeah.
me." You're like, okay, no worries, that is what it is. But then like, there's so much you see on there, like, you are enough, you are this, you are that. Like it's telling you you are perfect, you're everything. I'm like, and it's good. Self-love is good. Yeah, it's good to be like that sort of person, but you're not perfect. You're not the best at everything. Like, it's not saying you're shit. It's not to be like, oh, he said, "Oh, I'm crap." Like, it's anyone has room for improvement. Jeff Bezos has room for improvement. Elon Musk has room for improvement. You name it. Like, LeBron James can still get better.
Yeah.
Scarily, he can still get better. So, like, I feel like social media is like pushing this whole "you're perfect" idea, which is why challenging a lot of people not to grow. And then so you come into your business or whatever it is. Like, imagine if you had the attitude in your business and you came up first set, I'm the best. I'm like, well, one, your equipment could always get better.
Correct.
Even if your skills are perfect, there's a better camera, there's a better microphone, there's a better, editing tool or whatever it is. Where do you find, like, is that something that you challenge listening to that kind of, you get to the next stage, like you said, you can't go backwards,
Yeah.
but seeing that there is more to come still,
Oh.
do you find that challenging?
Yeah, but it's so much fun because you're like, how much room I've got to grow. You see it as another opportunity where you're like, okay, I've got this camera now, but it's like, let's level up and max my skills with this camera, and then when I'm ready to upgrade, I can upgrade.
Yeah.
And
So kind of like it goes together.
yes, yeah, it does.
New camera isn't making your videos better as per se. It will make the quality of the footage better.
That's right.
But as you get the new camera, your skills have got better over time, and so you continue to go forward with that as well, and just get better in more aspects.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's funny, you didn't talk about like, sorry, when I was at
Yeah.
not anymore. Talk about like hard and soft skills.
Mm.
Soft skills being like communication, things of like that nature that are like, you could say, something that is like a strict yes or a no.
Yeah.
Whereas a hard skill is like, okay, knowing how much ISO I need to change here on the camera, or what type of like aperture I need on this.
So things that are a bit more black and white.
Yeah, that's right. Right. And I found, like, this is going to sound crazy, right? I've had my own like media company for a year and a half, and because that my soft skills are so good in terms of like communication, presentation, marketing, make things look good, whatever, talking with people, they instantly build trust. And my hard skills with the actual camera, dude, I was still shooting on auto. Every Red Bull shoot that I've shot has been on auto. How crazy is that?
But you still build that connection because of your soft skills.
The soft skills, exactly. So at the end of the day, it's like, you should start any business without being like, oh, okay, like, I need to be perfect before I start here. I need to have the best skills in videography and photography before I started. Dude, I had no idea. I literally bought a camera and just went, yep, moved into an office with boys that were already doing it for 6 years, or like 3 to 6 years. Then I was like, hey boys, what are you charging? They told me their prices. I was like, sweet, I'm just going to charge that. Literally, I'm just going to charge that.
Yeah. Got
on the phone, had calls coming in. Yep, these are my rates. No worries, awesome. Here it is.
That's the confidence that you come with. That's
right.
Where I think that there's that balance between like the narcissistic sort of social media that you talk about, making it perfect and whatever. It's like, that's not saying don't be confident, because sometimes you can pretend to be the person you want to become
in order to become them.
Because that's kind of the process. Like, is you got to step into the shoes of the person you want to be, and that's going to fast track you getting there. It's also going to instill the belief that you can get there.
Yep.
That's not to be like, I am there though. There's a difference.
That's right.
Between if I stood up here and I was like, I run the best health and fitness business in the world. It's like, well, fucking don't. Yeah, I haven't even launched it yet. Sort of thing. Whereas what I'm working on right now, I'm like, I want to build the best health and fitness business. So therefore I need to put myself in the shoes of what the best health and fitness business would look like to make the most impact on the most amount of people. Not sitting there like, I already know how to do it. Like, I've done it. Like, we haven't.
Yes.
Right? So you need to, like, I think that's where people get twisted.
Yes, exactly. And on that, in terms of the growth phase and everything, we can easily make this correlation here. So, for example, I think the coolest way of looking at things is, for example, your clients are paying you to learn. It's like you're absolutely educating them, teaching them like everything. And I always think about it. It's like, how insane is it? Red Bull is teaching me to learn by paying. Like, they're literally paying me to learn. It's like every time I go out and shoot for them or any client, it's like, oh my god, like I'm getting paid for my skill set right now, but I'm also growing and like adding to all of these things.
100%.
How cool is that?
But that's why I think, the amount of people that say, like, especially, I'm sure this is going to be a bit more younger demographic stuff, is like apprentices. Someone doing an apprenticeship. Do you not know how fucking sick that is?
Exactly.
So you went to uni. You paid to be there.
Yes.
You paid to learn. Put yourself in a debt and you have to pay that off over time. Apprentices, you're on chump change. You get paid to learn.
How cool.
Plus, when you finish your apprenticeship, walk straight into a job if you're not shit.
Exactly.
So in other words, that's not hard.
Yep.
Like, you do what the boss wants you to do and you get it. So you're getting paid. You've been getting paid for 4 years while other people at uni are not getting paid. That's not much, but you could probably afford to live out of home, or at least if you're living at home, save a shit ton, get off the bags, get off the, drinks on the weekend. Yeah. You could save yourself a few $100 a week, build that up so that when you finish, maybe you take a few months off and travel, or you go straight in and you continue to learn these skills. It blows my mind when people are like, oh, apprenticeship is such a rip-off. I'm like,
oh no,
and all those sort of things. It's the same thing. Like I say with PT. Yeah. I'm like, selfishly, I didn't know this at the time. I have learned so much from my clients.
Yes.
And they pay me.
How cool.
That's like, it's not why you continue to do it, but like, I'm like blown away every day. I'm like, this is fucked.
Isn't it amazing? It's just another bonus.
Yeah. And even if they don't mean to,
Yeah.
like, you're like, well, that's a bit of wisdom. You know, like, you're like, and you take that and you use that. And,
Yeah.
and I talk about it with my other clients, and it's these different, like most of the time, they're not teaching you necessarily about what, you know, the topic you're teaching them on, but it's still, like you said, soft skills. I'm improving my communication skills.
Exactly.
I'm improving all my people skills.
Your networking, your business connections with all of those clients.
Exactly. And those skills, they work for everything.
Mm-hmm.
No place that communication isn't helpful.
Exactly.
If you can't speak to someone, good luck.
Yeah.
If you can, you're right.
Then that's everything. You've probably done 95% of the work if you can communicate effectively with someone.
That's it. I wonder, it would be like
the other
because
that's a skill. Like,
that's it. And the 5%, can you just, well, whatever, you know, that comes out to be, the ability to, whether that's talking to someone or whether that, whatever, the communication of some form. If you can't do that, then you can't learn. Like, maybe it's not actually 95%, whatever, but you can't learn what needs to be learned if you can't talk to someone.
yes.
Like, that doesn't mean you can't do well, because, like, look at, like, how many, like, tech, maybe, like, you know, CEOs, founders, whatever it is, like, social skills, maybe not the best thing. Like, Zucks, I'm fairly sure the dude just locked himself in a cell.
Yes.
Well, not a cell, in fucking jail, but in his room, coding, going nuts. But now, as the business has got to what it is, if he doesn't have communication skills, Facebook would not, or Meta would not be what we know today.
Exactly. Because he's learned those things. It's grown to that
Like,
scale.
look at how much Elon Musk's communication skills have improved.
That's right.
I remember, like, I mean, we're already young, so we wouldn't have seen him early days. But when Tesla was first coming up, sitting and listening to him at, like, you know, a talk, it's like, this is fucking painful. Now, it's up there. Did you see his video the other day? It was about, like, advertising or something like that. And he was just like, in front of this group of people, he got invited on, and he was just like, talking, da-da-da, I will not be, like, blackmailed with money, da-da-da. And he's just like, fuck you.
I saw that.
I'm
It was
like,
so great.
That dude,
Yes.
the confidence he has to be true in himself, his communication skills have improved massively. Like, regardless of whether you like the bloke or not, communication skills. You can't run a company that big without good communication skills.
Exactly. It is the backbone of everything. Mm-hmm. Just going back to touch on your apprentice example. You take that apprentice that's getting paid to learn over the 4 years. They're developing all those soft and hard skills. They then can build a house or anything, right? They're chilling. How cool is this? You get that same person and they do it with a great attitude for those 4 years. The boss is going to love them. All of a sudden, they've now got a network they've built up. Everyone's going to be loving them. They can then either start their own business from there or have such a higher up role just by having a good attitude. Take someone like 2 apprentices, one with a great attitude over the 4 years and one without. Who do you think is going to be making more money at the end of that?
Actually, in the long term, like going into the future.
Correct.
I used to work in a warehouse. I worked for like 8 months in the warehouse. Most people, it was called pick and pack. Tell me how fucking exciting that sounds. Shit job. All right, you know, good money. You know, whatever, $27 an hour as an 18, 19-year-old. You're like, man, I feel like I'm a billionaire.
That's right.
You know, you go from working 4 hours a week, whatever, and then you do this, and I walk around and I'm like, fuck, you're all so miserable. I know a lot of you have been doing this job for a long time, but at this company, they hired a lot of young people. So I'm in there with guys that are, you know, ranging from 18 to 30 probably.
Yep.
And they've only just come to this business, and after a few weeks, they hate the place already. They're like, oh, this job fucking sucks, it's so boring. I'm like, I quite like it. It's quite fun, because it's whatever you do it with some fucking intent. It makes it way more enjoyable. Whether you think you deserve to be in a better job or not, that's the job you're working right now.
Yeah.
If I'm fucking Macca's and I'm going like this, I'm beating you.
Yeah.
Guarantee you, I'll flip, you know, Paddy's better than you.
Exactly.
Because it makes it more fun.
I'll be seeing while you're doing it.
Yeah, whatever
smiling,
it is, you
you're loving
enjoy
it. Yes.
Passion, like, you know, whatever. Do it with some intensity. So the apprentice that's kind of like, oh, this is shit. It's like, it's shit because your attitude's crap. Like, I'm not saying every job can be like this. Like, some of my buddies work in the mines. And it's going to be pretty hard in 50 degrees in the ground when you're soaking wet, covered in mud, to be like, wow, I'm having so much fun right now. But most jobs, stacking shelves of coals, you could somehow make that less miserable than you're making it right now.
For sure. Even on the mines with the boys, just like banter off each other and just bounce off each other. Jimmy, look how much mud you've got all over today. Sort yourself out.
The amount of crap you can talk.
And throw some more at him. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, back and forth, and then before you know it, clock off.
There you go.
Like, how much quicker does the day go? You improve your skills way more.
Yeah.
Like, I always remember, like, and it's, if you're doing that better, despite whether there's actually that fun of a job to do, the boss is probably going to be like, hey, Aussie, can I get you to do this other thing?
Yeah.
Also, while everyone else is stuck doing the stuff they hate because they didn't try a little bit more, but the boss goes, oh, he tries, he's actually a little bit good at what he does.
Yes.
You go and you do all these other jobs, and then before you know it, you've actually, in the week, rather than just being like,
Yeah.
put it away, you've done like 5 different jobs, all because you tried a little bit.
And from there, you never know how far a good attitude can get you.
Yeah.
You could end up running the whole company because this guy's taking you under his wing because you had a great attitude from day one.
There's lots. Edward yourself.
Yeah.
Well, then, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know whether it's just a massive Aussie, like, not you, Aussie being Australia sort of thing.
Yeah.
I've not travelled, I've not seen it, but you hear from, say, somewhere like America,
Oh, yeah.
you have no money in your bank account, you're fucked. You have no money in your bank account here, go down to Semmelink and get some cash out. Yeah, there's so much safety here, so you're like, doesn't matter.
That is
Like,
true.
no one's threatened by being fired. And especially now, post-COVID, everyone's kind of like working from home and it's like, no, my boss does what's best for me. What? Like, tell me a time in the world where your boss was like the one that was like making sure everything in your life was perfect. Like, yeah, you know, you should have a nice environment. You should be taking care of your staff's mental health. You shouldn't be burning them out excessively, but you don't need to be like walking on your interview and be like, I'll only take this job if I can get 2 days from home. I need to get extra annual leave and
Yeah.
da-da-da. It's like, hang on. Who's running the show yet? Like, I don't know. People just seem to get softer and softer, which I think is actually Dana White in the UFC. He was like, it is so fucking easy to do well these days because no one's willing to work hard.
Yeah.
And that's what I think, like, it rings with me so true for so many different things personally. Like, I've made massive improvements in what I'm doing business-wise. Like, my PT business has never been busier.
It's saying great.
But thank you. But what I want to achieve, like, online was like the app that I'm putting together, or
Yes.
my javelin. I feel like just nothing is getting there. Like, it's just like, fuck, nothing is. I'm not improving. Like, I'm not saying like you might be. And once again, it's sometimes the skills you can't see,
Yes.
and they're building up to something bigger, and you're working on something. But if you couldn't get through like some of that mental toughness that these people lack in doing the jobs that they hate, and therefore they do them even worse, no wonder you're never going to amount to get what you actually want out of your life.
Yes.
Like, it starts with the shit job, with caring about that job and
Correct.
doing your best. So then when you are running your own company, whatever, if you're playing sport, you're a musician, whatever it is, that same attitude applies into whatever you do.
Yeah. Attitude. It all comes down to attitude, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's everything in life. It's like, how lucky are we to have the opportunity to have a job and be paid for something? Insane.
Nuts.
Insane.
Yeah. And I know, like, you don't want to compare like your misfortunes or whatever to others, but the fact that you live in this country in the first place,
Yes.
you're doing pretty good.
Oh,
The fact that we were
Incredible.
born in this country,
yes.
that's a game of luck.
Amazing.
I like my luck. I'll take it. I'm not,
Oh, yeah.
but that's even more reason I think, stop being a pussy and go do it.
Yeah.
You've been gifted this country,
Correct.
this opportunity. Someone
make
in
it
fucking
happen.
Sudan, if you gave them this opportunity, will eat you for breakfast.
Oh, absolutely. They'd be up top.
Smash it,
Exactly.
smash it.
And they'd be smiling the whole way because they'd be loving it.
Exactly, because nothing could get from where they were to where they, like, just being here. That's like one of the PTs, Chad,
Yes.
at the gym.
Oh,
Now, he's just
beautiful
from South
human.
Africa. Amazing. He, every day is just like a blessing to be here.
Isn't it?
Because he's been from a country where he's scared for his life. He didn't want to have a kid there. He didn't want to grow a kid up. Now he's here. He has a kid. He lives by the beach. He's safe. His car doesn't fucking get stolen.
Exactly.
What the fuck are you crying about?
And he's just loving life.
Yeah.
How incredible.
Yeah. So I feel like you've done a bit of travel, but have you travelled to any country like disadvantaged sort of places?
Done a fair bit of travel. Yeah, seen a bit in terms of not anything like war-torn countries, but
No.
seen poverty for sure.
But even
Yeah,
like I mean, you've been to a place like Bali, and once again, you could always. It's not a competition to what's better or worse. It's not as nice as here. You see that, and even in itself, I remember when me and Mrs. went to Thailand. And
Yeah.
shit, even that in itself, like, it comes. There's multiple things here. You go, holy shit, that dude's working like 14 hours a day in this sweaty shop, and then back to what we were saying before, he's fucking smiling.
Exactly. And for $2, and he's absolutely smiling.
Yeah. So and we walk over there, rip them off, and be like, nah, it's not worth that much.
Yeah.
And they're like, no worries, have a great day. But we complain here still. Like, it's when you've got no real problems, you make them.
Yeah. That's it, isn't it?
Shut up.
Isn't that right?
I've got nothing to complain about.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, fuck, the food I ate last night was terrible.
Yeah. Man, we're so lucky.
Yeah.
And you only have the here and now. So you may as well not care what anyone thinks. Start that business. Wear those clothes. Say what you want to say. Everyone's either going to forget about it or be like, good on you, or have their opinion being like, nah, fuck you. But guess what? You're doing you. Be authentic to yourself and make it happen.
100%. And that's it. And that's, once again, that's not saying you can't get better.
Yeah.
But you know yourself. Like, you should, especially like something like your values and things like that as well. Have good values, go from there. It's like one of my clients, he's just PT client. He's kind of had this massive, like, we'll call it a midlife crisis because it makes kind of sense, but he's kind of like, fuck it. Like, he's automated his business so much with how AI is fucking nuts. How AI's improved. Like, he was like, well, he's doing like 40 plus, maybe 50 hour weeks before, doing 10 hours a month now.
A month?
Yep.
That is incredible.
Same business.
Thanks to AI.
More output. Yeah.
Incredible.
And not even just AI, just also just setting up automations and just being smarter about how he does it.
Yeah. What top business is it?
So he does kind of like SEO for this specific type of company.
Yeah.
Just in case I'm positive, I say exactly.
Yeah.
But and so, sorry, what was that? I've lost it. Like yeah, so down to 10 hours a month.
Yeah.
Which is nuts. But then he's also going like, that's all good and well. But I don't have any purpose.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck am I doing? And I think it took him to get to the 10 hours to realize he was lacking the purpose. But it wasn't even just the fact that he's only doing 10 hours. He's actually gone like, holy shit, like the business, the stuff that I'm using SEO for and to try and get people, I'll take it out, try and get people to grow their business and to make more money, the product that they're actually selling is not really helping anyone.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking robbing people.
Yeah.
So he, like the morals behind that as well is like, I need a shift.
Exactly, comes down back to his values, eh?
Yeah, exactly. So his values, like he goes, I'm a good person and I feel like I'm not making money from things that actually really benefit other people as well.
Yeah.
Which I thought was so powerful. Like as someone who's worked his whole life in a corporate sort of setting, now runs his own business, become extremely successful, doing really, really well, and kind of being like, something's wrong here. Have you ever, and it actually comes, have you ever read a book called Ikigai?
I haven't. No.
Yeah,
I heard so many
really good
great
book.
points. It's
Japanese, yeah. And so I think it's like, I don't know exactly like the specifics. There's more to it, but it's kind of like what you enjoy, what the world needs, what you can make money from, and something else.
So yeah, it was like two more.
Yeah. And then there's kind of like layers, like an onion to that. There's got even more, but you get the kind of idea. So right in the moment right now, he's kind of doing what can make him money.
Yeah.
And it's really skewed to what can make him money, but not really over this side of like what the world needs, as per se.
Exactly.
Because it's not really
personal,
exactly personal purpose.
Exactly.
Yeah, which I think comes back to if you've got solid morals, you're not wanting to make money for the sake of making money, no matter what it is. I think that's where, like, I don't know, like, everyone has different thoughts and opinions about different things, but like dropshipping, like, how many people fucking run courses or Forex, all that wank, and they're kind of like, they're just selling a course, like, $1,500 plus. They don't necessarily have even had to have done anything before, like doing that. They just fake it. But another layer again, let's say you actually did do it. I'm like, you're dropshipping fidget spinners. That's not fucking making me feel very fulfilled. I'm not really helping anyone's life. And you want to do it? Go for it. I'd rather people went out because it's still a joy. It brings someone a little bit of joy, whatever.
Yeah.
On a small scale, whatever. But I'm like, that's why I think I've tried so many different things after school. I went into the kind of thinking like, oh, I'm gonna sell chains on fucking, off of Alibaba and sell them on, do drop shipping, whatever. And I was like, tried to like build the website, did that for a couple of weeks. I was like, nah, this is not me. Like, there's no fulfillment. There's no purpose in this. And now what I'm doing with like the health and fitness stuff, I'm like, so you were telling me, and this is like, already I say this to clients.
Yep.
Openly, I'm like, I get paid to change someone's life.
How awesome.
And that's it. I'm like, that's me done. If I can answer that, that'd be like, exactly. And that's the same like here. Like, this is an investment into helping people and the knowledge that they'll get from this as well. Like, and there's nothing, it's actually almost selfish in the fact that it makes you feel so good.
Yeah.
Like, helping someone feels really good, or having a business that, like you could say charge more for, but you're like, because you could potentially scale it a little bit different if it's like a one-to-one sort of work. But if you've got like a build a product, sell to many, one product, sell to many sort of thing, you're like, why can't I try and make this a bit cheaper?
That's right.
I could make more, but why? is that going to limit a lot of people being able to benefit from this? Like, I could charge $100 a month for an app or whatever, but could we be profitable at $15 to $20 and reach more people and help more people?
That's true.
Which probably comes around and helps you make more money anyway.
In terms of scalability, probably
Exactly.
is, yeah.
But feels pretty good knowing that you help maybe 1 million versus 100,000.
That's
Either way,
right.
it's fucking awesome.
Yes.
I don't know, like, it's just I feel like that's what more people should kind of think when they're a little bit lost, especially like, you know, our sort of age, like low 20s, mid 20s, and there's a lot of people like, I don't know about you, I still feel lost most days. Still,
Oh,
like, I'm
yeah,
like,
of course.
what am I doing?
Yeah.
But it's kind of like if you're like really fucking lost, like you've got a business, you're going after that. You kind of had a vision on that. You got a little bit of vision where you want to go. The Be the One boys, you kind of got a vision of where you want to go. Still lost because it's the first time doing it. You don't really know what you're doing in terms of scale. It's kind of like, I don't know what the next step looks like because I've never done it before. But it's like if you don't even have anything, I feel like you come back, you could go out, read the book,
Yes.
sit down, figure things out. What are your values? What are your morals? What can be beneficial to the world? What can you make money from that as well? Which these days is pretty much fucking anything.
That's right.
And then you go from there.
Isn't that awesome?
It'd be pretty nuts.
It may turn out that, as you said, some people, like you make the example with the corporate world, like here to grind his whole life until he was like, let's say 40. And then he's realized, wait, where's the purpose? So if you can tap into that at your 20s or your mid 20s,
Get it early.
exactly, then you're going to be fulfilled for your whole life. And I'd say in the long term, more fulfillment will equal more success and more money.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're both men. That's what a bloke wants.
Absolutely.
I can't speak for the mind of a woman, and I think it's definitely very true that men and women have biologically different things that may upset a few people, but I think that's actually the truth. That's a reason why we're able physically and biologically to do different things.
That's right.
I'm probably a little less caring than a lot of women out there as an average sort of thing. Like, that's just biologically, I feel like I'm ready to fuck the world up and really make an impact. That aggressive sort of, like, it was like Jordan Peterson. He's like, be a monster and learn how to control.
That's awesome.
Go, like,
Yes.
Go for it. It's like channeling that into these good things. And when you find a purpose as a bloke, and you find a purpose that's fulfillment from a personal point of view, but also from a point of view that you can help it impact the world. So you got people maybe coming up to you and being like, you actually really helped me. I don't know what else you need.
Yeah.
I'll take a fucking Porsche, but still, you don't need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you make lots of money doing those good things and going after it like that. But the fulfillment will come from being like, every day you wake up and be like, today's a good day to help someone.
Exactly.
And get back here.
Yeah, paid for it. Mm-hmm.
Nuts.
Like, you're lying there at the end of your life, and you think back to it. You got to be thinking about purpose and the value that you provided to the world and how many lives you changed, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you're going to be thinking about at the end of the day. So why not start with that and then chase and make it happen?
Exactly. And that is no reason why that can't be like a massive goal that you're chasing after as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny. I actually sat down with Dad for breakfast the other day, and he was like, Dad's not impressed by like flashy things by any means. Even when I'm like, Dad, I want to get a Porsche one day. He's like, okay, like, he just doesn't care. Which is good. But my whole life he's kind of like, go for what you want. But he's got the values aligned as well. Like, his favorite saying was always winning thoughts, winning talk, winning action. Oh, got to have all three. You get stuck at one, apart from the last one, nothing really happens.
Yeah.
Well. But it's kind of like, he said, you know, because he just went away on a sports trip with a team and couldn't believe like how, like, in just in general, like the whole thought that people get so amazed by like a famous athlete or a famous successful person in the eye of making a lot of money. He's like, I don't get it. Like, why do we hold people on such a pedestal?
Yeah.
Like, in the nicest way possible. Like, the dude kicks a ball around. Like, yes, it's entertainment and it's inspiring. In my whole life, I wanted to be an athlete, but you're probably similar when you were younger. Like, that's the biggest thing you hope to do, because on a younger person's life, you make a massive impact.
That's all right.
But it's kind of, it's just
All your heroes are, aren't they? They're
Exactly,
all-
yeah. But now, if I saw like, a famous sports person walk down the street, I'm not gonna run up and take a photo now. I don't know where that time in your life comes where you flip the switch and it's like, they're just human too. And I think that's the same
that's
thing.
right.
Anyone that holds them on a pedestal, you're almost holding them like they're more capable than you. Why can't you still achieve? You can still achieve those sort of things. Oh, it's just an interesting sort of balance.
Yeah, it's like, if you think about it the way it's like, okay, it's inspiration. So it's like, sweet, they're showing you that you can achieve that, or you can achieve anything in life. Like, they've done. So It's your turn.
Exactly. Like
Prove it in business or in sport or in whatever you want. Family, success, money, whatever.
That's what, and that's why like I don't hold people on a pedestal. Have inspiration from people because you can learn a lot from them, but they're nothing fucking special.
Oh yeah,
They were
everyone's
all
human.
you once upon a time.
Exactly.
Yes, LeBron James had some physical benefits when he was younger. So Michael Jordan, all those sort of people. But if they didn't do the winning action side of things, they'd still be a nobody.
That's right.
They'll be watching the basketball and sport in the gaming lounge still, putting bets on and eating some more fries.
Yeah.
Like it's because they took that action step though, and which is pretty important.
It definitely is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fucking nuts. I think like the fact that these days you can make money from value, why wouldn't you?
Oh, of course.
It just like makes massive sense. Like,
Just goes hand in hand, doesn't it?
yeah, exactly. But anyway, what's next for Be the One Boys?
So,
Can you say?
I might not be able to say. I could say a little. I'll say a little bit. We've been invited on a TV show.
Fuck me.
That's all I can say. How cool.
I want to know more.
You've done it.
When can we know?
Early next year.
Jan.
Feb.
Surely off COVID.
We'll see.
Is that all of you?
The whole two of us.
Okay.
But all of us be involved.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Can I ask if it's a new show or an old one?
It's the third season. Yeah.
Well, I'm hunting. I was spinning around. Hello, that's what that's exciting. All right. Yeah. Outside of that, what's the go? Is it in terms of you just continue smashing TikTok,
Yeah. Yep.
expand, post on other platforms as well, but guided content towards TikTok, and then
Pretty much.
outside the TV show, what do you hope to get from that?
Yeah. So we've built like a nice audience on TikTok.
Yeah.
Pretty much the goal is now, okay, we know we can get eyes, we know we can get views. Same as you. We now want to monetize our audience.
Yep.
So figuring out whether it be like, say for example, Sunny's brand, something, then partnering up with the connections we have, things like that.
Yep.
And monetizing that. So let's just go with the Sunny's example. Say just like pumping out bright coloured Sunnies for festival goers and people going after it and like wanting to have fun.
Yep.
Then making that happen, getting the samples in and seeing how that goes.
Cool.
So yeah, it could be that, it could be anything else, but in terms of making more of a financial gain on the business sense. Yeah.
I mean, you put in the work to get to this age, you may as well start to reap the rewards from
That's
there.
right.
So like
Exactly.
you didn't have the ill intention of instantly being like, we want to just make a shit ton of money from this as well. It's kind of, let's make some funny shit, make some good stuff. And now that you've been doing it for a few years, you can start to make the monetization off of that.
Exactly.
Make some money and make a living
Yeah.
and expand what you're doing as well. Is that, so hand in hand, your business then as well, do you see you can continue the path of having those both going at the same time on the growth that you want for both of them as well?
Yes. Yeah. So we're seeing the growth on B2 perfectly with these brands reaching out. So we know that's working well. And as myself with Aussie Edwards Media, that is growing rapidly as well. So everything I sort of do for my media business works hand in hand in terms of filming content or connections and networking for B2. So it's really cool that they're both intertwined so well. You know, you don't really get that very often. So to have that going at such a young age is pretty cool.
How do you still live at home at the moment?
I am. Yeah.
Which I think like for anyone that's like younger, I don't live at home.
Yes.
But that's purely because like been part of it for a while now, moved out. It was one of the best decisions. I was hesitant. One of the best decisions I've made in terms of like independence of life and being able to expand and see your future as well.
Hugely.
But at the same time, like living at home, save a little bit of extra money, put that into your business, reinvest, save, whatever it is, whether you want to put it in stock market, real estate, wherever your investment kind of growth is, which I think at our age is really important, that your main investment is you.
Yes.
There's always like this fine line between like people are like, oh, chuck $100 a week in the S&P 500 and wait 50 years sort of thing. It's like, I think that works really well if you're so prove me wrong, I'm only young, if you're in a job and you see yourself in a job the rest of your life.
Yes.
But if you want to grow your own business and do what you're doing or what I'm doing sort of thing, it's like every dollar should be reinvested into what you're doing. Because if you're investing that in fucking Bitcoin, in S&P 500, real estate, that's money you can't invest in yourself and grow your business faster.
Yeah.
So like for an example, if I had invested so much of my money into the S&P 500, I may not have done this podcast.
That's right.
Because I would have been like, oh, fuck, the extra couple of grand to put into all the equipment and all the editing, Nah, I can't risk it.
Yeah.
But because I'm investing in myself, is that something you're actively doing? And part of the reason why you think like holding off and maybe staying at home for a little bit is a really good idea as well?
It is, yeah. So it just frees up a lot for businesses. Exactly right. And it's also a safety net as well.
Yeah.
So it's like it allows you to take more heavy duty risks because you're like, okay, got a safety net of the family I can fall back on.
Yeah.
And it keeps costs down. You know, as you mentioned, you can build up a business. Say, for example, you build a business up, media business in 10 years' time, 20 years' time, whatever. It's ready to sell. You could sell that for millions of dollars compared to an S&P 500. Sure, you might be a millionaire by the time you're 50. With inflation and everything. It could be good because it's working in the background. But you may as well back yourself and put those dollars into your own business because it could be way more than something.
Exactly. Isn't that like it's, a lot of people are misguided why the richest people in the world have 15 income streams.
Yes.
They do, but you know how they got to the stage of getting 15 is they got fucking rich on one.
That's right.
And then they diversified after
and they put all that work in there first to get there.
If you diversify $100 a week into 4 different things, you're not getting heaps.
Alex Moses said it so well.
Yeah.
I remember this one point, he had 7 different businesses he was running, all sort of growing like, let's say just the example, 1% each per week.
Yeah.
They weren't growing much. Someone said, why didn't you focus on one? He's like, no way. Kept trying. He's like, you know what? I'm going to try one.
Yeah.
Put all of it into one. Can't remember which one it was. Say it was
Gin Launch.
Yeah, it must have been Gin Launch. And then all of a sudden,
Bang.
$100 million sales.
And now look at it.
And now
Can diversify. He's got multiple businesses. Like Alan, then he's got acquisition.com, and now he's on YouTube, and he's got books and all these sort of things.
Exactly.
But he wasn't successful initially by having 7 different things. He was successful by fucking dominating one.
Exactly.
Spreading after.
Yes. And you could look at him at that point where he has those 7 businesses and go, oh look, he's successful, he has 7 businesses. Yes, he has 7 businesses. But if you want to get to that next level of success where he's achieved that 1% man in the world, right? He's then achieved that by honing in on one, making it work at Gym Launch, then becoming a $100 million company, and now he can do what he wants.
That's it. Even if that is a matter of like selling your business for a couple $100,000, whatever it is, the money, then you can maybe buy a couple of smaller businesses, and then they scale. Like, there's so many different ways. I think I don't know, it's a general rule of thumb, but it's very much can change. But I always think if you plan on being in a job the rest of your life, invest in things like stocks, whatever, try and buy a few properties, do those sort of things. If you want to run your own business, invest in yourself 100% from the start.
Yes.
Once you make money, diversify after that.
That's right.
Which I think is, exactly like, fuck, if you're already got a plan B and you're spreading you're hesitating on plan A.
You are, yeah.
Like, you are. So this is, once again, these are all just fucking thoughts from a couple of blokes that haven't made it in their first business just yet massively. But it's kind of like, well, I feel like that's just the best thing from what I've learned, and you're very heavy on knowledge and absorbing a lot of things as well. I love it, like podcast, books, whatever.
Good.
It's the common thing. Focus on one, diversify later, because then all your energy goes into that. And that's not to say you can't do other things, like say for myself personally, app and Japan or whatever, and the podcast. But the podcast is a part of the business.
Yep.
To help people, to help grow, and that'll bring people into the business eventually as well, because they'll be like, oh, this dude's not a total prick, hopefully. And so that'll help them get the idea.
I don't know.
Yeah. I really want to make a massive impact, so they understand that the reason I'm doing it is to actually help people, not just to make a bucket ton of money. So this is all a part of that as well. And say for the jab one, like that, that's just a part of my life that I'm like, I have health and fitness, doing it, and for me, it's always been a goal to go to the Olympics or whatever it is, which is a long way off, but I'm willing to put in the work and stay consistent and go for it. It's like, that's also a part of like, I wouldn't want my life to not have that. Like being healthy and fit is a non-negotiable in my life.
Oh, yes.
So for the time I'd want to put into that to be healthy and fit
for life,
I made it, and I can do that through javelin as well.
Exactly.
So kill 2 birds with one stone. It's more or less saying you got $2,000 coming in every week, or $1,000 coming in every whatever, 10 grand. don't split it 10 different ways.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Go for that one thing.
Go for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you can just grow up quicker. I think this will sum up this topic perfectly. Let me think about what it was for a moment. Hold on. There. Perfect summary. Take your time. What was I going to say? Jeez.
Brilliant.
I think it escaped me.
Should we move fast?
I think so.
If it comes back, interrupt.
I'll jump back on. Yeah.
I think the ability now to do things a little bit differently with AI is massive.
Oh, yeah.
So, like we were mentioning before, able to go from 40 to 50 hours a week, drop down to 10 hours. One of my clients, my PT clients, I didn't help him do that. Just yeah, I'm pretty good, Like I was saying on some bullshit course.
I check his killers, absolutely.
Fucking yeah, don't do that. And like, do you do anything for your video editing, anything at all, or for like using AI automation to help you at all? Because it's a pretty fucking crazy world.
Oh, it's insane, isn't it?
It's a bit scary at the same time. Like, I don't know, humans in not long, who knows what we'll be worth. But anyway, do you use it on a day-to-day basis at all much?
I don't currently. I really should. I use it for ideas in certain things, like not in the sense like AI could literally edit this whole podcast and spit out 10 different social reels for us. Like, how cool is that?
Yeah.
I could use that absolutely, and probably get rid of 80% of my editing time.
Have you tried those tools though?
Not yet, nah.
Pretty shit.
Are they? Yeah. They're really better when people use it. Like,
look at how much I look at how like DALL-E, image generation.
Yes.
They used to be fucking atrocious.
Oh,
like, you do a human and they'll be like this munted.
That's
looking
right.
thing.
12 fingers.
Yeah, exactly. Like one sticking out their ass as well. And now,
that's right.
I the other day I was like a middle-aged man walking on the beach.
Yep.
In Australia, hands perfect, and one hand in the pocket in a button-up shirt with a watch on. The only thing, if you zoomed in, he had one saggy eye. You couldn't see it unless you zoomed in.
Crazy.
So the rate at what that fucking improved, I think this is the scary thing.
Like, say in 4 months, you could say?
Oh, yeah. That's the scariest part. Yeah. People were saying is like, when we went from, you don't remember the first iPhone coming out, probably too young as well.
No, I remember 3. No, yeah. The third.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I had Samsungs for too long.
You did
plebs.
No, can't believe that.
Yeah,
Can't believe we're talking right now.
I became a man after it. So if you don't have one, fucking get an iPhone. Sponsorship there. Come on, can we give me a percentage? And like the first iPhone came out, but it was kind of like it took over a year for the next one to come out.
Yes.
In AI, you've seen OpenAI and ChatGPT go from fucking nothing to this to this to this to this in the matter of months, weeks, days.
Yeah.
Some of those things, like the rate at which things are getting better now, which is making it increasingly hard to keep up. Like, I don't know about you, but if you're trying to keep up, like,
almost overwhelming.
Well, that's it. That's what I think. I know off of Stephen Bartlett's podcast, he had Mo Gorda, and he's now hired him. I don't know if you've seen Stephen Diary podcast.
Of course, yeah. You actually recommended.
Yeah, good book.
I listen to him all the time.
Yeah, this one's better, but that's what
it is. Yeah.
And like he's hired him at Mo, who used to work at like Google X or some shit like that, as chief AI, officer or whatever he called it. So he's kind of like this guy, and that's why I think business and
what a great investment too.
Yeah, but I don't know, it's just weird to think it's like, okay, he's useful now because right now these tools, what you do is you implement and you give it to someone to amplify their workload or to free up more time.
Yep.
It won't be long where even Mo is not needed because the AI is just doing a lot of it.
Doing it all.
Anyway.
Exactly.
It's pretty fucking scary. Like and this is what I was talking, the client that's, dropped his time and now he's found some more purpose. This was part of it as well. He's kind of like, what's the fucking point? Like, this thing can be done by automation anyway, and I find something I want to do something.
Yes.
But I just think it's genuinely a little bit terrifying and exciting at the same time. Like, once again, we weren't around for when the internet was kind of like new and everyone was like, oh, we're all fucked.
Yeah.
Jobs are gone, But, I know I wasn't there, but this is fucking different. This thing does it for you.
If
the internet was just a database.
Yeah.
That's it. Right now you're behind. But what happens when it's not even the human putting it together?
I know, that's right.
Like right now you have to tell the tool to do what it wants to do. But what happens when you just say build me an app that does this? Already now I don't know if you've seen, you have to check it out. There's this, I can't remember the fucking name of it.
Yeah.
Do the follow on Instagram, put it up. And it's, you literally just sketch an app, what you want it to look like, and then you write on it and point arrows to the specific things and what you want them to do. And then in a couple of minutes, the app comes live. It's bang, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So, you know, what happens when you just tell it exactly what you want and it does the whole thing? And then you say, can you just change this? And he goes, done.
Done. Exactly.
I know, I feel like it's hard. I'm optimistic. I feel like there's the potential that it's going to be really beneficial as well. And it will, because it just can work at a much faster rate than we can, just, you know, for things like illnesses and all that sort of stuff. But like, I know it's pretty creepy at the same time.
It is. It's scary, but we have to go with it. It's evolution.
It's too fucking late.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel
can't not.
You don't want to be like so dead in the water about it. You're like, we're fucking done. But like in the back of your mind, you're like, a lot of humanity, what we do, what we're useful for, will be passed up. And like right now, I feel like, you know, marketing, Facebook ads or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Tell me that machine doesn't know more than the human about what it knows you more than what you want to buy, more than what you know what you want to buy.
Absolutely.
So what's the point of a marketing team eventually that puts those ads together? You could just go let Facebook do it.
Yeah.
It's pretty nuts.
It's scary, but we got to get on it.
That's it. We got to figure out how to use it, and just roll with the punches. When eventually, it's not just us using whatever it becomes.
Yes.
Roll with the punches, go with it,
and go
figure it out as you go.
And then,
it is fucking no. We're not going back, because if we, you know, if the Western world goes no, ban AI, China or Russia goes fuck you. We're doing AI and we're going to run this world.
Yeah, exactly.
So you got to do it, because otherwise someone else is going to do it.
Yeah, and just ask it how it's going to be best for you. Hey, I run a media business. Tell me what AI I need to make my business.
What are the best tools for that?
Run most efficiently. Yeah.
That's the
It
thing.
spits out all four. Done. Thanks, guys.
And I think, yeah, exactly. And then you go on there and you're like, and then you automate that process.
Yes, then it's automated.
And it's done from there. It's like,
yeah.
But like even on like the scale of kind of like the risk of AI, it's like, well, okay, there's a risk, but then that AI can be used for you in a good way as well, hopefully, from what we understand at the moment. Like, so if there's dudes trying to hack using AI, there's also dudes trying to stop hackers using AI. So it's kind of just like this big clash in the end anyway. Like technology will, exactly. Freaking gap simulation, mate.
Yeah, tell us your thoughts. I'd say
100%.
It is.
It changes fucking nothing.
Yeah.
If it is. If we have simulation, it fucking changes nothing. But, oh no, damn, it would be it's a cool idea, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is getting deep now. I feel like into spirituality, universe, things like that. Should we, let's dive into
100%.
Yeah.
Because you're into that.
Oh, hugely.
I feel like I'm on the edge of a lot of things.
Yes.
I'm on the edge of religion. I'm on the edge of spirituality. I'm on the edge of some dude's got a fucking video game controller, and I'm fucking up it.
Geez, you're good at edging, check it.
I'm an edgy guy. You know, watch out, I get edgy. Yeah. But like, I know you go first, and then I'll go. Like, what's your take on things spiritually, religiously, video game?
You got to make a decision though. You can't be on the fence about.
I know. See, that's where I think that I'll come to it later. I feel like,
but no, I understand. Like, sit in. So ever since a young kid, like 3 years old, they were always just like, I remember walking around the house being like, in my mind, we're like, what's the meaning of life? All this, all that. And
that's deep shit for a 6-year-old.
3-year-old. 3-year-old. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Don't even know if you talked then, but I was thinking it.
How do I throw shit at mum? I don't know what.
Yeah.
They shit.
I was doing a lot of that too. Yeah. But in between those moments,
you were throwing what's the meaning of throwing this shit?
That's right. Yeah, and I remember distinctly thinking those things, and it sounds crazy, but I've been listening to these books. Dolores Cannon, The Convoluted Universe.
The Dolores Cannon is the author?
Is the author. It's called The Convoluted Universe. Part like book 1, 2, 3, 4. Old, do you say?
Yeah.
It's written 2000s.
Oh, freshish.
Yeah. The way it works is she's a hypnotherapist, puts people into a deep trance. She then speaks to their subconscious, but not just like the normal subconscious. It's called like the oversoul. So like your true spirit as a person, like not in the physical body. Sorry, in the physical body, but not on the physical plane. Like talks about different types of like plane, like it's the true source of knowledge speaking through.
Yep.
And then it literally answers every single question you've had about life ever. And I'm like, what?
The book does. You go through it. It's like a process. Each book kind of unveils different
more
things.
and more and more. And it's fascinating.
And what have you read all of them?
Partway through the third.
Is there, you said 3?
And they all, no. I think there's like 6 to 7. She's done like 15 books. Yeah.
Should be busy.
Like different stuff. Yeah, she's done like between life and death and like all these types of things. It's like real spiritual, interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so from that, like, I'm sure you're aware of like the laws of the universe, law of attraction, law of vibration, law of
Vibrations, that's an interesting one.
that is too.
The whole universe is just one big kind of like vibration.
It is.
Sound is vibration.
Yes.
We are vibration.
Nothing's actually, everything's just energy.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's all made up, the table, the glass.
See, that's where
we
I
are
could hang
same.
with that. Makes sense. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
All right. Interesting.
See, this is what I mean. Until I have one thing that's, I'm a very open-minded person. Until you can say with 100% proof that this is or isn't the way it is, I'm open to it.
Yeah.
I'm open. Religion, I'm open to it.
Sweet. Well, let's dive in there.
Mm.
So, for example, it's been scientifically proven that our thoughts create reality. So we're getting to like metaphysics now and things like that. So no matter what we think of someone completely on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
Due to universal consciousness, their mind may pick that up, and they may be thinking about us now.
Is that linked to dreams, I reckon? Is that
Yeah, it's all like in the ether.
It's like, you know,
That
your
source
dreams,
energy.
you never see a face you've never seen before. You may not know who they are, but you've seen them somewhere.
You said it somewhere, you may walk past them on the street somewhere. Yeah.
Sometimes it
Yeah.
clicks, you're like, I see them the next day. Like,
Yes. Yep.
chewing my sleep, my bad.
Or even like you may have seen them in a previous lifetime.
Yeah.
And things like that with reincarnation.
It's not a video game then.
It's fascinating.
See, that's where my edge, I'm like, well, I don't know.
I know, yeah.
I'm open,
yeah.
I'm open.
See, I'm like completely on the other side.
So that's your, so you're, if you got, let's say there's three, there could be more ways. Spiritual, religion, maybe we'll throw a big bang in there, and
Yeah.
video game, you're spiritual.
Well,
Where does that come from?
I'm spiritual / universe. I'd
Big
say,
bang still. It's got us to some extent.
yeah, it's sort of, my belief is everything started as one consciousness,
Yeah.
and then it all split off into all of us as we're all part of the one thing.
As an energy vibration sort of thing.
Yeah, that's right. And all of our energies and everything is like having all these experiences, learning all these things, and then it all eventually will come back to one. So like, even your worst enemy, you are a part of. So you may as well.
I mean, biologically, kind of makes, like, there's some sense to, I guess, isn't there? Like, it's
Yeah,
why we're very similar,
very similar. It's like,
and why species are
Yes,
similar in
how
some
it
way, like us to
evolved.
chimps and monkeys
Yeah.
or whatever, very similar.
it's like you may as well see the love and the light in your worst enemy. So then, like, you're not throwing hate, if that makes sense. It's fascinating, but it's also like you have to change that, like transcendence of enlightenment to get to that stage of where you can actually like give someone love and light that you don't like.
Yeah.
Like,
Also, I think that regardless of whether you are spiritual, not spiritual,
Yeah.
if you can be nice to someone that is a prick to you, it's a
Yes,
strong will.
that's
Like,
exactly
you're
right.
a powerful person if
Yes.
you can do that. And
That's right.
Every day I try and do that. We're not perfect.
Mhm.
There's times where sometimes even a good person, maybe I've been a bit of a prick to. But generally, I feel like you should try and aim, regardless of the person, regardless of what they do to you, kill them with kindness.
Yeah, that's right.
Because then fucking suck
It
also.
keeps the power with you.
Yeah, you're probably a better person than me for this case of it. You go to a coffee shop and what do you want? I'm like, I'm going to ram you up. I'd just really love an ice long black, please, love. Like, really fucking run it home
How's
for
your
them.
day then?
You're going after a bit busy and they're like, oh, get this fucking bastard away from me.
Well, Malik, thanks for asking, by the way.
Like, you fucking ram down that positivity.
Yeah.
It's like when someone's just like having a go at you as well. Oh, you have a great day as well. And they're like, oh.
Yeah,
And
no,
they're like,
anything.
I can't be mad. I got
Yes.
It's like, from your point of view, you're probably being like, it's a little bit different. For me, I get a real thrill. I'm like, oops. It's like, sorry, I ruined your day. Like, it's like, it was a very sweet. Because once again, it's positivity still.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let your negativity break me down.
Oh, absolutely not.
So it's slightly different take on the same sort of
Yeah.
context sort of thing as well. But this is where I find like it's, so you're like, they're speaking of energy and vibration, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This is once again, it's got expanding the topic, not specific to that either, but why I think, say, it's like religion, for an example. You, like school you went to with Lutheran school or something?
Catholic. Yeah.
Yeah, so Christian.
Heart.
And so obviously, yeah, I went to Lutheran school.
Yes, you did.
I wouldn't say I'm not religious. I'm not Christian, whatever, but I believe that it's important to have a hope and a faith in something bigger.
Yes.
Whether that's spirituality, whether that's religion, or whether it's fucking nerd up there with a video game controller making me a puppet. Whatever it is, I believe that man's going to do right by me. Like, I trust he's going to do the right thing. But, like, and that's why I think religion fights the wrong battle.
Yeah.
Christianity or whatever, I don't know specifics of who really doesn't get along, whatever. But let's say, for an example, like, say, someone that is Muslim maybe doesn't get along with a Jewish person because of challenging beliefs. I'm like, I feel like you're fighting the wrong battle. The battle is not religion versus religion.
Yes.
The battle is religion versus people that are non-religious or non-guided by something a little bit bigger. Because like, if you know that, you know, if you act on maybe like a karma sort of thing,
Yeah.
which religion sort of runs off of, it's like, do good, even when someone's a prick to you sort of thing, or spiritual, if you're all connected, whatever it is, or if the dude's up there, you know, same thing, they're all getting along, whatever that sort of came to. It's like, you're fighting the wrong battle if you're fighting religion v religion.
Yes. And
You're actually
that's how
more
society
alike than you
is.
realise.
Yeah, you are. That's how society's set up these days. It's saying like,
You have to fucking hate each other.
yeah, and there are a lot of rules and you could say like rules.
It's very black and white.
in religion. Like there is. Yeah, it's interesting, but it's like we all are one.
Yeah, but that's why I think, like, interesting, say, with the America's the perfect example. Australia's pretty similar in the political parties and the fact that there's one or the other is going to win, Liberal or Labor. You go to America, there's the left and the right.
Yeah.
Why can't they be in the middle? You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like let's take
Good stuff get done though.
yeah, well, I mean, like, I feel like if we had a conversation, we went a little bit deeper, we'd probably find out that on average we sit ourselves somewhere in the middle of views on extreme sides as well. You'd have some extremes on one side, I've had some extremes on the other, regardless of what it is. But it's kind of like, you know, as someone that says on the right in America, you have to be pro having guns.
Yeah, that's
Why
right,
can't
yeah.
someone in America be on the right but not want guns? They seem to be. It's almost a narrative. You have to be. If you're on the right, you're an extremist that's just gonna harm everyone.
Yeah.
And if you're on the left, you're just a woke fucking snowflake.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the titles you get given.
This is a stereotype, isn't it?
Exactly. And so when you go up, and that's how like the politicians in those parts, like, you know, Trump is right. You know, like, it's, you have to then go that sort of path. I'll say here in Australia, I don't think maybe the parties aren't quite as divided, but there's one or the other's going to be elected. Like, how often do you get some of those not from, you know, Liberal or Labor or whatever here? But I think that's in the whole world in general. People feel obliged to be like, I can only get along with someone if I have the exact same opinions of them.
Yeah.
On this side of it, it's like, so say, you know, whether it was in the last few years with the old pandemic or whatever, that divided people. Everything, I feel like there's so much division. I come together a little bit.
That's right.
Just because you wanted to go one way doesn't mean I can't be friends with you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even
we
just
have
putting
different
yourself in your
opinions.
shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What they say, you're like, okay. So just around that. Yeah. And just being open-minded.
Exactly, yeah. Let's see, if you're narrow-minded on anything, no one's going to change you fucking nothing. But that comes back to that growth we were talking about before.
Yes.
That person doesn't want to grow. They think they're perfect. They've been watching too much narcissistic Instagram stories, reels, whatever. They don't want growth. And I think that covers the same thing from whether that's spiritual, whether you believe that, or whether you believe religion, whatever it is within that religion, you can still fucking get along with these people.
Yeah. Everyone's human at the end of the day.
Exactly. Like, you know, I didn't come on here and say, your fucking idea is a terrible idea. I'm like, okay, I can see. Personally, I don't believe to the same extent that you believe.
That's right. Yes.
I'm an edgy. I'm edgy
Yeah.
on all of them. You know, I'm kind of taste testing all of them and be like, I can believe some of everything sort of thing. That's okay. If you believe that, that's fine.
Yeah.
Can we get along still? Sure. I don't know. I just feel like everyone's just split down the middle.
I think at the moment society is like divided. But I think there's a shift happening across the world. Like everyone is coming together more. Yeah, so it's changing.
Whether, you know, no matter what, whether the things you see in media or whatever is truthful or not, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to, that whole, you know, pair with your neighbour sort of thing.
That's right. Get around each other.
Yeah.
Each other out.
I love the sound of that.
Yeah.
It's good.
Aliens real.
Fuck yeah. I love the sound of that.
Nice.
See, I want them to be real.
Yeah.
I don't know if they are, but I want them to be real. You?
Oh yeah, they are. Absolutely.
I guess I see. You would always go that path with
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah.
Dude, I would go so far to say they're living here with us. Like,
Maybe I'm one.
you probably are. Hey, I am.
Maybe we don't know it.
Maybe. Exactly. But yes, definitely are. There's so many different types of species. Parallel universes, ripple effects, butterfly effects, time travel, all these things.
I want to get people on this. If anyone fucking knows people that are actually experts in any of this, I want to see if there's someone that's like, I've got proof this is this or this is that. That'd be sick. I'm all for like a little edgy conspiracy.
Oh yes.
Once again, open-minded.
Yeah.
You could be terribly wrong. You could also be right. Until you're proven wrong, there's an itch that you could be right.
Yeah.
Say with anything, and I like that. That's good.
How good's this? Just, I reckon, seriously, a young 20-year-old, have a great attitude, be open-minded in life. Jeez, you're winning.
Well,
That is success. You're right there.
Most people.
Correct.
Most people are pretty negative. Well, not most. That's probably unfair. But there are a lot of people you come across fairly negative. So if you can put yourself in that mindset, growth mindset,
Yep.
open-minded, communication skills, just go for it.
Setting yourself up for success.
What are your thoughts when you talk, when you action, and you're on?
That's all right.
That's good to go. Unless you've got anything else to say, might wrap this thing up so you can get home and get some food in the system.
Thank you.
It's been an honour. It's been
I
a
can't
pleasure.
believe I didn't remember what that topic summary was.
Still,
It was so fantastic.
next time. Next time.
I'm sure it will.
Next time we'll be there. But we're going to leave it there. It's excellent. We'll chuck Aussie's socials, Be The One, and his media business in the description below, so you can check any of those out. So if you want some sick videography, action adventure, or not action adventure, business class, whatever it is, check it out. Check out the Be The One boys, get around it, and they're not going to spill the beans on what their TV show sort of thing is next year, but so stay tuned on their channel so you can figure out what that is. And for now, we'll have Aussie back on in no time, and one of the other Be The One boys will be on shortly as well. Or we're looking forward to that, so we have a slightly different conversation and take on a few things with him as well. But for now, don't forget to follow, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thank you again for having me,
Thanks, Aussie.
Jago.
It's been
You're
a
an absolute
pleasure.
legend.
Thank you.
Make sure to follow this man. Let's go! Phew!